Okay, sit yourself onto your lift and come into a good cross-legged position. Just have a little wriggle about. Oh, that's very light. Right, even. Have a little wriggle about. Make sure that you feel evenly placed. Hold onto your knees and elevate the heart area upwards. So just make sure you're sitting comfortably. Hold onto your knees, elevate the heart area upwards. Draw your shoulders down. Listen to the sound of the inhalation and the exhalation. Just spend a few moments just orientating yourself on the mat. Spend a few moments just observing your balance and then adjust accordingly if necessary, so that the seat bones feel perfectly balanced. Elevate the heart area upwards and draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Lift the heart area upwards just to really lift your energy out of a tired body or a groggy body. With the heart area elevated, feel that you can take full, deep inhalations without resistance. Feel how your ribcage expands upwards and outwards with the in-breath. Allow that, encourage it, so that you can breathe in with deep inhalations and no resistance. Bring in more energy into the physical body. Release your knees, bring your hands into Namaste. Lengthen from your armpits into your elbows into the heels of the hands into the fingertips. And with an exhalation, allow your eyes to gently close. So continuing to allow the chest to expand to its maximum with the in-breath. Non-resistant inhalations bring in more energy to the physical body. And we practice our yoga because we want more energy. Because we stretch out of our fatigue, out of our malaise, and we find our energy through extension. So that begins with the breath. We're not overworking the breath, just allowing the breath to be comfortable, but deepening the inhalation if possible, allowing the muscles around the ribs, the intercostal muscles, to be soft as you inhale, and then to relax as you exhale. So those intercostal muscles are an important part of the breath. Expanding to accommodate the expansion of the breath with the inhalation, and then a relaxing contraction with the out-breath, making the shape of the lungs assist with the exhalation. With an exhalation, draw your chin down to meet your chest. Just spend a moment to seek to generate a genuine, heartfelt sense of gratitude for something or someone or somewhere. Hold on to that feeling of abundance in the heart area as you release the backs of your hands down toward your knees, palms facing upwards. Bring the tip of the index finger together with the tip of the thumb. A gesture of wisdom, physical intelligence, and peacefulness that we can carry into our practice as an intention. Raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Hold on to your knees, elevate the heart area upwards. Again, take a deep inhalation, and with the following exhalation, draw the abdomen across to the right side. Draw the abdomen across so that the belly button points at that right knee and beyond it. Turn the abdomen and the ribs and the shoulders, but keep the neck soft. Just look forwards rather than over the shoulder. Draw the abdomen further to the right with each exhalation. Using the exhalation as the conduit into the deeper pose. Come back to the centre. Hold on to your knees, lift up into the chest. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the left. Again, drawing the abdomen across first. Digging the back hand into the floor or into the block or into this cushion that you're sitting on, so that you can really draw the abdomen across, so that you can stay seated on the front edge of the seat bones. Use each exhalation to turn the chest a little more, turn the abdomen a little more. Just working alongside the breath. And then gently come back to the centre. And then come off your lift. Just come off your lift, sit back on your heels and just spend a moment just observing how your legs just relax into this sensation of virasana. For some, sitting back on the heels doesn't feel comfortable at first, especially at the beginning, because the tops of your feet might feel tight, but that will come with time. Just push the shins into the floor, push the shin bone into the shin skin. Just make sure that you're sitting in a really good straight line alongside your mat. Not alongside, in relation to your mat. Push the shins into the mat so that the thighs activate. When the thighs activate, you should feel the thigh muscle kind of tense, but not kind of a grip, just come to life. Elevate the heart area up to the ceiling. So when you activate the thighs, you can activate the spine. Feel that the armpits want to lift away from the hips. Lifting the armpits away from the hips. And then come forward. With that extension, maintain that length of the spine, maintain the activation of the legs. That's quite difficult when you come forward because you lose the weight on your shins. So keep pushing the shins into the floor, keep the head lifted as you come forward. Sliding the hands away, pushing the hands into the floor, and then finally bring the forehead down. If your forehead doesn't reach the floor, put a block underneath your head. If the seat bones part company from the heels, and put a folded blanket between the seat bones and the heels. Or put a block under your head, and that often helps to bring the seat bones down. Make sure that you can feel that the seat bones or the tops of the thighs are in contact with the heels. Lengthening into the arms, spreading the fingers, spreading the palms. And then just bring your arms to the sides of the body, staying down in the child's pose. Now this can bring greater weight into the forehead. That's quietening, but it can feel a bit unpleasant if you're not used to it. So if it feels too heavy on your forehead, then consciously extend from the shoulders into the fingertips. So it takes the weight away. Your conscious extension redistributes your balance and your weight. And then just stretch your arms out in front again into Adho Mukha Virasana. And extend into the arms. Keep the seat bones down. Lengthen from the hips into the armpits, into the elbows, the wrists, the palms, the fingers, the fingertips, the fingernails. Come up onto your knees. Have your little fingers on the edge of the mat. Have your feet as wide apart as the mat. And then come up into Adho Mukha Svanasana. If you're not doing Adho Mukha Svanasana, you can do Dandasana. It's the same shape, but you're sitting down. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, listening to the breath. Fill the lungs from the bottom to the top. Empty the lungs from the top to the bottom. Activate the tops of the thighs. Push the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Really consciously. Press the fronts of the thighs through to the backs of the thighs. Tighten the kneecaps. Hit the shins away from the heel. Hit shins away from the toes. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into standing position, and then get a couple of blocks for your hands. Just have them on the tallest end, and then have your feet as wide apart as your mat. Feel that your heels are touching the edge of the mat. Just make sure that your feet are in line with each other, the toes are in line with each other in front of you, and that the heels are touching the edge of the mat, the little toe is touching the edge of the mat. Just feel that at first, and then have a quick look. Make sure that the outside edge of the foot lines up with the mat. And that seems like a pedantic preparation, doesn't it? But it's not. It helps the fronts of the thighs to rotate inwards. So rotate the fronts of the legs inwards, and this all gives you space in the hips. Wing your arms behind you, have your thumbs in the lower back, bend the elbows behind you and wing them together. Try and draw them towards each other. Keep the legs straight, really tightened at the kneecaps. Take a deep inhalation, and on an exhalation, come down. Hinging at the hips, keeping the back straight, keeping the head lifted, like the head is magnetically attracted to the ceiling. When you're halfway, then reactivate the legs, tighten the kneecaps, lift the fronts of the thighs up to the tops of the legs, turn consciously the fronts of the thighs inwards, and then reach down and find the blocks. Have the blocks underneath your shoulders. On fingertips. So lift from the fingertips up into the armpits. Turn the fronts of the legs so that the backs of the legs broaden outwards. And from that broadening action you can lift the seat bones away from the backs of the thighs. Observe any resistance. Extend the chin and the chest really consciously away from the legs. Hit your legs back so that your weight is definitely in your heels. Project the chin and the chest forwards all the more. Concave in the shoulder blade region. If you can go down lower, then do, but not at the expense of losing the extensions. If you want to stay on the higher lift because of a bad back, then just do that. There's no expectations. Every day is different. Your body will feel different every day. And so respond to your body now. Just because you got down lower yesterday doesn't mean that you need to do it today. Or maybe you're getting down lower than you did on previous occasions. If you can reach down to the floor, then do. But react to your physical body now. Don't force it. If it doesn't want to, if it objects to the pose, then come into the pose at the stage where it didn't object so much. Yoga isn't just about throwing yourself into odd positions. It's about being present, observing, having agency within the pose. You control it. It doesn't control you. And then walk your hands towards the end of the mat. Bring your hands shoulder width apart. Step the feet back a little. Have the feet hip width apart. And then come back up into Adho Virasana. So you may need to have bend your knees to reach the floor and stretch the arms away. But when you come into Adho Virasana, go back to straight legs, tightening the kneecaps, turning the fronts of the thighs really consciously inwards. Okay, step your feet forwards, come up into a standing position and just come up into Tadasana. Have the inner edge of the feet together and then just lift out of the feet. Spend a few moments to listen to the breath. Focus on long, slow, deep, deliberate inhalations and exhalations. Turn the palms all the way out, rotating the upper arms in the sockets so that you broaden the chest. Make space for the inhalation. Let the chest expand with your in-breath. Stretch your arms forwards, interlock the fingers right into the webbing of the hands, turn the palms all the way out. Squeeze the elbows together and then raise your arm over your head. Baddangulyasana, ardha, baddangulyasana. Release your arms. Just swap the interlock of the fingers. So the other index finger is on, from the other hand, is on the top of the stack. Just interlocking the fingers really deeply right into the webbing of the hands. And then turn the palms all the way out. Maintaining your Tadasana, maintaining the tightened kneecaps, the turned fronts of the thighs. Draw the tailbone inwards. So when I say turn the tailbone in, it's lengthening the tailbone away from the lumbar, from the sacrum, and drawing the tailbone towards the front of the room, but resisting hitting the legs forwards at the same time. Just allowing the chest to expand with the inhalation. And bringing the arms down with the exhalation. Just stretch the arms down to the floor. Just feel the energy in the hands. Your hands will have likely warmed up. Maybe they feel like they radiate heat. Again, rotate the palms so that they face the outside, the sides of the room. Stretch the thumbs towards the back of the room and lengthen the little fingers towards the front of the room. Lengthen the other fingers down to the floor. Making space for your chest to expand. Bring your arms out nice and wide in towards the chest, and then step or jump the feet nice and wide. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out, and then face the front. This turning the legs makes you want to do that a little bit, doesn't it? So face the front really consciously. Turn the fronts of the legs outwards from the big toe side to the little toe side. Especially with this front leg, rotating that thigh outwards. Do the same with the back leg, but with the priority here is on that front leg. Lift out of the hips, spread out of the heart area and into the arms, extending evenly. And then maintain that outward extension from the heart area into the arms as you reach down. As you reach down, don't allow yourself to collapse into the straight leg, into the right leg. Reach up, expanding from the heart area. Take deep inhalations, feeling that the chest can expand with the in-breath. And relax with the out-breath. But don't relax your pose with your out-breath. If there's resistance, which there's kind of undoubtedly going to be somewhere, then push the out-breath into that area of resistance. Activate the body's mirror image in the area of resistance. Aim for full inhalations and exhalations. Just supplying the body with the oxygen it needs to perform optimally. Come back to the centre and swap the feet around. Turn the right toes in and the left leg and foot all the way out. Making sure that this heel lines up with the instep of the back leg. If you've got stiff hips, then bring the foot forwards even more, beyond the toes even. So just feel the body in this first stage, and again turn the legs outwards, but especially that left leg. Lift out of the chest, have the chest facing the front. Expand outwards from the heart area into the arms. And then keep expanding from the heart area into the arms as you reach over to the side. Find the shin and reach up, reach down, look up. Allow the chest to expand for the in-breath. Relax for the out-breath. Observe that the pose probably feels different on this side than it did on the other. Maybe it feels better, maybe it feels worse. Just observe it. Send your out-breath into areas of resistance and activate the mirror image limb. So if there's discomfort in the hamstrings, for example, on that left leg, then really work to activate the hamstrings on the right leg. And then reach, come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel, and then step or jump the feet back together. Come back into Tadasana. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Just resetting your Tadasana, activating the kneecaps, activating the thighs, tucking the tailbone in, drawing the abdomen to the spine, lifting the abdomen to the diaphragm to the collarbone, shoulders away from the ears. So just stretch your arms out. If you just let your arm, I want you to let the arms be loose. Stretch your arms out, let the hands like kind of flop. And it doesn't take very long for this to become quite a challenge for the shoulders. the arms become heavy fairly quickly. So reactivate the arms. Extend from the heart area all the way out into the arms, into the wrists, into the palms, into the fingertips. So really consciously activate the hands. Spread the hands like you're trying to make them as big as you can. Make space between the finger knuckles. Expanding out from the heart area into the arms. Suddenly makes the arms that were heavy suddenly lighter. Okay, and release your arms down. So this action of that even expansion from the heart area radiating into the arms, that's important for a lot of the standing poses, but the one we're going to do, ardha chandrasana, especially, have a block on the right side, have a block on the left side where you can reach it. So have your blocks where you can reach them, but not where you're going to jump on them. So they're not in the way of your feet. Just take a deep inhalation and exhalation, listening to the breath, observing how your energy has already changed. Bring your arms out nice and wide. Expand evenly from the heart area. Reach into the chest and then step or jump the feet apart nice and wide with the legs. Turn the left toes in, the right leg and foot all the way out. Again, just being mindful of that heel lining up with the instep. Stretch out from the heart area. Activate the legs. Turn the legs and reach down. But keep expanding out from the heart area. So you're stretching down, you're stretching up evenly. Bring the top hand onto the hip, bend that front leg, and then hop in a little with the left leg. Get the block. You might want the block, you might not, but it's there if you need it. So you're bringing your hand onto the little toe side of the foot. So I prefer to use the floor, but if you might want to use the block. Have the hand about a foot away from your foot on the little toe side. Reactivate that left leg. Tighten the kneecap. Keep that leg straight as you reach, as you lift it up, and then straighten in the standing leg. Straighten that standing leg. Find that you expand it out of the hips and into the heels. From the feet up into the hips. Draw the abdomen to face the front. Draw the top shoulder to the back of the room, and then reach up. And again, you're expanding from the heart area into both hands. I run out of ceiling height a little here, so it's actually quite difficult to expand in that way, but hopefully you don't have that restriction. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Let the breath be full and deep. Expanding from the heart area into both arms evenly. And then bend the front leg. Bring that top leg down, straighten the bottom leg, and then come back into trikonasana. And then reach up, come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump your feet back together, come back into Tadasana. So be observant of the energy of the body. Just listening to the breath. Listening to the in-breath. And the out-breath, allowing the lungs to expand. So with the in-breath, it's almost like you soften the intercostal muscles between the ribs. And then you relax them all the more with the out breath. You allow the ribcage to expand. Bring your arms out nice and wide, in towards your chest, and then step or jump the feet nice and wide. Turn your right toes in, the left leg and foot, all the way out. Just being mindful of the foot alignment, and then expanding out from the heart area. Reach down. Look up. Bring the top hand onto the hip. Bend the front knee. Hop in a little. Use the block if you need it. Have the hand on the little toe side of the standing leg. And then lift that back leg. Straighten the standing leg. Turning thighs outwards. And then expand upwards. From the heart area into the bottom arm, into the top arm. Listen to the breath. Feel that you expand from the heels into the hips, from the heels into the toes. And then come back down into trikonasana. And then come back to the centre, bring the feet parallel. And then step or jump, feet back together. And then come back into tadasana. Just feeling the energy that you've released through the pose. Bring your feet hip width apart, turn your toes in. If you've got a bad back, then don't come all the way down. You can just have your hands on a tabletop, keep the back straight. Otherwise, raise your arms up, hook the thumbs into the crease of the elbows, wrap your fingers around your elbows. Come forwards, keeping the head lifted, hinging at the hips, and then hang down. Activate the legs, keep the legs lifting out of the feet, up into the hips. Let the top of the body hang down, but keep the legs firmly activated. Just feel how your body is in this pose this morning. Just feel the nowness of your practice, how it brings your attention into the present moment. Because you can feel the body now, and that is all that is important. Connecting you with the present moment. Bring the hands to the floor, bend your knees if you need to. Walk your hands towards the end of the mat, have your hands shoulder width apart, have your feet hip width apart. And then come back into dog down. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Keep the legs firmly activated. Keep the ribs expanding with the in-breath. Filling the lungs from the bottom to the top and emptying them from the top to the bottom. And then come down onto your knees. Sit back on your heels. Sit back on your heels. Elevate the heart area to the ceiling, drawing the shoulders away from your ears, just observing the energy that you have released through your practice this morning so far. Just feel the lightness, the radiant lightness that pours out of the bones and into the muscles. Okay, come down onto your back and we're going to go into supta baddangulyasana. If you've got a bolster, have a bolster for underneath your back and have a folded blanket for underneath your head. So come into supta baddangulyasana, soles of the feet together, lift the chest really intensely as you come down. And then just allow the chest to be expanded by the bolster. Feel how the bolster opens up the abdomen, opens up the rib cage and permits deeper breathing. If you haven't got a bolster, you can do this directly on the floor, or you can put some cushions underneath you just to give the chest a lift. Just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose, filling the lungs with positive energy. Just have enough of a lift underneath your head so that your neck is free and your head is lifted. The forehead is ultimately higher than the chin. You don't want it the other way around. Keeping the tips of the index finger together with the tips of the thumbs. And consciously focus on filling the lungs from the bottom to the top. And emptying your lungs from the top to the bottom. With the in-breath, you encourage the chest to expand upwards and outwards. With the out-breath, you allow the rib cage to relax. So focusing on the expansion and the contraction of the chest with the in-breath and the out-breath, encouraging energy into the body. In yogic terms, the breath is our energy. We draw in the energy of the universe, the universal energy that surrounds us. We draw it into the body, and the lungs absorbs the prana from that breath. And that prana, or energy, radiates into the lung lining, and the blood around the lining of the lungs and inside the lining of the lungs takes the oxygen or the prana and sends that to the heart. And the heart pumps that fully oxygenated blood around the physical body, serving it to every living cell so that it can perform its function optimally. So allowing the chest to relax enough to expand, which might sound like a contradiction, kind of is, but if you let the muscles around the ribs relax enough to expand with the in-breath, then we encourage deeper engagement with the breath, deeper ingestion of the oxygen into the lungs. Okay, push your elbows into the floor and then push yourself up into a seated position. Just hold onto the big toes in baddangulyasana. Just observe your energy. Observe how the body feels after our sequence of poses, which isn't quite over yet. Just bring the legs into, cross legs into swastikasana or half padmasana. Hold onto the knees, lift up into the chest, drawing your shoulders down away from your ears. Take a deep inhalation and then turn to the right. And then come back to the centre. Take a deep inhalation. With the exhalation, turn to the left, drawing the abdomen across. And then come back to the centre. And then take the bolster, just put the bolster for underneath your knees. If you haven't got a bolster, then you can just put some blocks underneath your knees or some cushions. Cover yourself over if you feel like you might need a little bit of extra warmth. Have the folded blanket for your head. So bring the bolster underneath your knees. I'm just going to cover up my legs And then just come down in a really good straight line. Bring the blanket, folded blanket, into the back of the neck and the back of the head. And then allow the body to release into the floor. With the out breath, allow the body to become consciously heavy. Let the physical body become heavy and observe how your energy radiates from the bones and into your muscles. Radiating positive energy from the bones and into the muscles. And into the organs. Into the organs and the flesh and the skin. Observe how your body relaxes, releasing its energy. Use your in-breath and your out-breath to distribute that feeling of energetic lightness down into the toes, into the fingertips and up into the top of the head. When you're ready to disturb yourself, just wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring yourself back into this pose of shavasana. And then bend your knees, bring your feet onto the bolster, have the feet apart, the knees together. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Let's have a little rock from side to side, from top to bottom. And then very gently roll over onto your right side. Stretch out the top leg, come back up into a seated position. Just a final cross legs with your hands in a masti, a final spinal lift. Draw your breath in through your nose and down into the abdomen. chin down to meet your chest. Spend a moment to seek to acknowledge the positive energy you've created inside. And then send some of that positive energy out into the world. And then gently release the backs of your hands down towards your knees, palms facing upwards. And as you raise your head, allow your eyes to softly open and the focus to softly come back. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. So hopefully you feel as though you've really managed to lift your energy and you've given yourself good, positive energy to put into your day. Thank you very much for joining me.